Minutes before we go live. Seconds before we go live. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K, and man, oh man, do we have a jam-packed show for you. I think, there might be, I haven't talked to this person yet about this, but there might be a long-term dynamic edition because we can do the show without you guys. All right, bye. No, we were having fun behind the scenes on the backstage, and we're going to introduce everybody, and we got a special guest here on the show. Man, oh man, this is going to be a great one. I can just tell. But with that said, let's introduce everybody. I am MM2K of PNTS Network and StadiaDosage, here with another SSC podcast. This is SSC podcast number 85. So let's introduce to you the panel. First up, the man, the myth, the legend, Peter Cottontail. Peter, how you doing today, man?
About to break my computer because Elden Ring is making me upset. Dude. But it's okay. Otherwise, I'm doing good. I had a whole bunch of espresso shots and some coffee earlier because I needed to stay up today. So I'm tired, but I'm wired. Hey, that rhymes. But yeah, no, I'm bars. Good. I'm doing good.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's been no... I think your affinity for Elden Ring is stronger than the affinity that I have for my children. That's not saying a lot, though, but still.
I got called a masochist by someone on Twitter because I like playing Elden Ring. So I just like getting killed over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, like,
But I've been good.
Necrophiliac addiction or
Yeah,
something like that.
they're all like, you like Elden Ring, and they're all like, you're a masochist. I was like, thanks.
Wow. All right, so let's leave the masculine. Oh, damn, I can't even talk. Never mind. Let me leave that. Yeah, let's call them masculine. Peter's like, I got a girlfriend. No, thank you. Well, our next guest on the panel. I mean, not guest. Jesus Christ. Our next host on the panel. Damn, Ninja Guy. He's like, I'm taking me and my wiki with me. Ninja Guy X of Stadium Connect North and SSC Podcast. How are you doing today, my good friend?
Hey, MMTA. Thanks for having me as usual. You know what? Like, we have an after show for, the subscribers, but I think we should have a pre-show because it's super entertaining, right? Like, oh my gosh, that's so much laugh right before the show. But man, again, thank you for having me. Lots of stuff to talk about today, and I can't wait. It's going to be a really good show.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, our new panel member. Shh, don't say anything. Shh. Our good friend Main Games, first time on here. Main, how you doing today, brother?
What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for having me, y'all. Man, it's an honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to having some fun, man. The pre-show, I guess you could call it, was really dope, and we had a lot of good laughs. And I feel like we're gonna have some good vibes and some good energy going on to this. I'm excited, man. Let's get it.
Absolutely. All right. So with that said, Man, you know what? Let's do this because normally I'm gonna go out of order.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to mix it up for you and confuse you because that's what I do.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
The panel let you know that.
First test.
If you could just introduce yourself to everybody, let everybody know, how you got introduced to the community real quick, what games you play, what's your platform preference and all that other stuff, just in case people have not had the luxury to meet you before. If you could, the mic is yours, my friend.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for that. Man, of course, my name is Main Games. I play all sorts of games. My pedigree, my gaming pedigree runs pretty deep and well spread out. I love RPGs. I love adventure games, narrative games, but I play on most platforms, actually all platforms. I'm on cloud gaming, so whether it's Stadia, whether it's Amazon Luna, whatever it is, whatever the games are, that's where you're gonna find me. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. I'm everywhere the games are, and I just love to do my thing as far as talking about the games that I love, and also helping other people kind of motivate themselves to get into the streaming area or anything like that, content creation. Because I believe there's a lot of people out there that are talented that may just need a little nudge in the right direction, need some help and some guidance and some motivation, and I try to provide that also on my channel. And that's pretty much all that I do, man. It's just an honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to more with you guys. Thank you, man.
So just in every extent of his being, he's a better person than I am. Okay, so basically, that's at the just know. Main's a great person. We had a great conversation before we went live, and this is going to be a hell of a show with him being on here today. And you already know that this panel can already rock the party, so this is going to be even better.
Yes, sir.
With that said, let's do this. I am going to shake things up some more. Ninja Guy X. I gotta apologize because I called you the special guest today. You know what I mean? So we're gonna put you up next. I got atone for my sins. We're gonna put you up next. And can you please give all these fantastic Stadia gamers or people that are interested in the platform, give them an idea of what's being offered or will be offered in the future on the platform. Before we do that, you know what we do. Let me show you something. Okay, did it do it right? No, it didn't do it right. No, it's showing the show notes. Okay.
Panic.
All right, well,
panic.
Let me. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I just said panic.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna fix that so quick. Let me see.
You guys want me to step
Now
outside,
you can see all of me and Ninja Guy X's NSFW jokes and shit. Let me see.
Oh man, what? No.
He said no. Hold on.
Emergency in the stream.
There we go.
Picture of Homer backing into the bushes.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Official community for Stadia. Can you break this down for us, Ninja Guy X, and let us know what is going on here?
Yeah, for sure. So the wiki on Reddit is basically a place where you can hang out and look at, what game has released on Stadia in a certain order. You got the pro game list, you got the upcoming game list, which is what I prefer. The upcoming game list is like my favorite place to hang out, figure out what's coming out in the future and, keep up to date. So it's a very good place. Just if you want to keep up to date with all the games on Stadia, all upcoming games, and this is a place that is managed by myself, InLead, and Original Penguin. So we do have a look in there. Every time we look at news, we go ahead and update as quickly as possible. If you guys hear anything, any news, any official news about stuff that's coming on Stadia, feel free to let us know, and we'll put it as quick as possible. So yeah, I really encourage you guys to go have a look. I'm very obsessed, but like I said, by the game list, by the upcoming game list. I'm obsessed with lists in general. I like making lists, so this is like the perfect job for me. And yeah, so love it.
Awesome stuff. All right. Well, with that said, let's get on with the show. Great stuff. I love that tool. Such a special tool. And shout out to InLead helping out on that as well. All right. With that said, let's go back to some video gameplay. All right, this is episode 86 of SSC Podcast. Like you said, this is featuring myself, Ninja Guy X, Peter Cottontail, and our special guest, Main Games. Today, we're going to be talking about, in this special episode, we're going to go into the peculiar about-face mainstream media is giving Stadia. It's weird out here. Like, I don't know what's up and what's down anymore, but we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about it with this fantastic panel. The nonstop notice of new games that's coming down here. I don't know what the hell's going on with Stadia. We thought after the porting process would happen, we would get flooded with games, and we're already getting flooded with games already. This is crazy, great stuff. And then the possible groundbreaking feature for the cloud that Stadia appears to be ushering in. I want to get the panel's thoughts on all that. But before we do all that great stuff, I want to give you guys a couple of reminders. First and foremost, you heard it right. You heard it right here yesterday. An old classic, the number show for Stadia is coming back. Mark your calendars. March 27th is the first Sunday it's going to come back. That is a show that is hosted by Jack Deslip and myself. And Jack just pretty much does the damn thing, and I sit back there playing the soundboard, man. You know what I mean? Drinking my coffee and spilling donut powder gems all over to my keyboard, right? But it's the number show for Stadia. The best extrapolation of Stadia data that you're going to come across. You know what I mean? So definitely check us out. And then there's always fantastic giveaways on March 27th is when that show returns. Also, Jack Deslip, the aforementioned Jack Deslip, he put out a great op-ed last night explaining, I guess for lack of a better term, guys, I guess his philanthropy in the Stadia community, right? And it's a fantastic opportunity for those of you new content creators like Maine, right? To take a look at that and say, oh, I might be able to get some assistance here that'll help boost what I'm trying to do. Jack is a fantastic guy. I can't even begin to explain the help and the assistance that he's been not only to this channel, but to our mother site, PNTS Network, including StadiaDosage.com. So definitely, I can tell you from personal experience, this is something that you want to take seriously. It'll mean a lot, not only for you, but what he's hoping for is it'll help spread the goodness of the community. All right. Now that we got all that mushy stuff out of the way, let's now talk about what the hell we've been playing. We're going to start with a special guest, Main's World or Main Game. We'll call him Main's World.
Both work. Both work.
Both are cool. But Main, what have you been playing this past week?
Man, it's been all over the place. I've played some Darksiders Genesis on Stadia with my boy Windstar. First off, let me take the second to say that unfortunately, my man Windstar715 in the chat right now. Shout out to you, my man. We were supposed to be on this show together. That's he's becoming one of my closest partners in crime, and unfortunately he had to work, so he was unable to make it. So shout out to you, my man. You deserve this every bit as much as I do, man. Thank you so much for being thank you for being a friend. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, I've been playing some Darksiders Genesis with him and on Stadia. Other things too, I've been dabbling in a couple games. Elden Ring, of course, like my man Peter's been talking about. I've been raging over that a little bit quietly. What else been playing, man? All kind of things. Mass Effect. I've been jumping into Mass Effect again. I've been kind of all over the place, man. Just wherever the games are, man. Scarlet Nexus. I've been everywhere. All in this 1 week, I've been everywhere and playing all those games. So I'm pretty much just been scatterbrained and ADHD in it and just jumping in whatever's been catching my attention, man.
Excellent stuff. All right, we'll start with Pete. We'll go next with Pete. Hey, Pete, what you been playing? Elden Ring. Okay, now we're gonna go to Ninja Guy X. No, Pete, what you been playing, brother?
Oh, God.
No,
He's like, you're not wrong.
yeah,
Right.
you're really not, bro. But like, honestly, it's honest to God been mainly Elden Ring. Like that game is pure evil, and somebody please drag me away from that game. But no, I've mainly been playing Elden Ring. I've been on Destiny 2, of course, on Stadia. I've been messing around on there, bro. I claimed the pro games. I just Elden Ring is taking my life away right now.
I got it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing all of that. I've been honestly been thinking about getting back on GTFO. I don't know why.
Oh my God! Oh, you brought up an oldie but good. Oh yeah, I gotta.
Bro, I still gotta finish Dying Light 2, bro. I gotta get back on Final Fantasies. I resubscribed to it, bro. It's just Elden Ring is just stopping everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It is. Before that was Lost Ark for me.
Yeah, right, bro. I was all back in the Final Fantasy 14 online, bro. Resub for 3 months and everything. Haven't touched it in a week and a half, even though I talk to my clan daily. I just play Elden Ring. It's so bad, bro. I'd be like going to sleep and then I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna play Elden Ring time. Work, and then I'm mad when I get
man.
But Pete gets up. I want to go to the bathroom, but I just turn on Elden Ring instead.
Oh, dude, man. I have a 2-year-old, man, and it's the same thing, dude.
That, bro. It's the same thing. I'd be having to go to the bathroom and I just play Elden Ring. Like,
man. It's like for me, man. I have a 2-year-old, man, and she's talking about I'm hungry, and didn't you eat yesterday? You know what I mean? Like I'm playing Elden Ring. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure there was something in the refrigerator that ain't.
You know what I mean? Damn, walk over there and open the damn fridge.
Let me go.
Get you a pickle or something.
Get
you a stick of butter or something. Bite on some butter or something. I'm busy. Elden Ring.
Exactly. Oh. You know what? We're laughing at that, but I literally with Destiny, the first Destiny, that's how I was treating my kids, and thank goodness.
Oh no,
because my wife worked at night. My brother doesn't have any kids, so I blame him. And we had a developer friend, but the developer friend was worse than me. He like just got married. He had a newborn, and he was like, "Can you shut that thing up? I'm here with my friends."
What?
Like,
no.
Okay. Like Jesus Christ. So my 16-year-old daughter at the time was the parent. I was the overgrown kid, and it was I get what you're saying, man. It's like, isn't there a pickle? Is there a pickle or some ramen noodle packet sauce
get in there,
somewhere?
Get you a slice of that crab singles. Damn, get out of here.
Don't the neighbors have something? Yeah, I know. It's horrible.
Take this note next door.
They're yours now, you know.
Is that piece of paper edible? Let's go.
Exactly. Yep. Pencil shaving.
I love my kids. I love my kids. We're good.
I love them. Yeah. Good. See why they can all cook for themselves.
Don't send them after us.
I love myself.
Hey, Ninja Guy X. Let's get past all the child youth services violations that we just went through here, and let's talk about what you've been playing, my good friend. What have you been playing this past week?
Well, MM2K, I've been playing the exact same game that I've told about last week. So I've been playing Adam Wolf, which is a cool object game. Okay. Yeah, I've been playing all of the pro games basically. I've been playing Adam Wolf. I've been playing Dawn of the Monsters, Race with Ryan. And I've been playing Darkwood also. So all of them except Darksiders Genesis. I'm sorry, main.
Oh no.
Yeah. But other than that, this weekend I've tried Babylon's Fall on PlayStation 4, and oh my god, that was so good, man.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, Ninja. I'm sorry, bro. I've heard the complete opposite of that.
Right.
Game.
That's why I'm excited to see what his point of view.
It is like, I don't know, the reviews are super bad, but I don't get it, man. Like I don't get it. I played the demo, so I can't judge the whole game. But what I've been playing in my 2 hours is it's crazy. It's like Nier Automata mixed with Monster Hunter, basically. So it's really fun. So I really encourage people to give it a try if they doubt if it's good or not. At least they can make their own opinion, right?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't you dare dirty Nier Automata's game name. Don't do it.
No. I like that one too. Mm-hmm. It's the same kind of battle. Mm-hmm. But
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say something ridiculous.
I just want to say that I've been mainly playing Dawn of the Monsters, and that's the one that I'm aiming at finishing as much as I can. So good, so good. Yeah.
Yes. Dawn. Hey, look. If you haven't played Dawn of the Monsters and you have Stadia Pro,
oh man,
Maine and I are going to send you to the neighbors with that note, and you're just going to be forced to eat pickles for the rest of the week. Okay?
You damn right.
And even though it's Thursday, trust me, you have enough pickles, you're going to be sick.
You damn right.
Dawn of the Monsters. And clip this. I don't care. Send me to the asylum. I don't care. This Batman made the asylum look cool. All right. Let me. I'm gonna say this. Dawn of the Monsters is one of the best looking Stadia games, and I don't know if they put some extra sauce in that. And that's saying a lot because there's some great looking Stadia games on the platform, but it's one of the best looking games out there, and it's real in depth. Well, I won't say it's real in depth, but it's more in depth than meets the eye. It's definitely a game that you don't want to just throw to the side and say, I'll get to it in the summer. No, play that damn thing now. That's a hell of a game. And I was shocked. If you don't believe me, if you think that this is all cap, please watch my first look that I did on this game over the weekend, because I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I did, y'all. I said, time's running out. These members, they're gonna evacuate if I don't do my first look. Wait a minute, any, meeny, miny, yep, there we go. Dawn of Monsters. Let me play this for like 5 minutes and then, clip it and call it a day. Put that thing in there. I couldn't put it down. That game is like fantastic. So definitely check it out.
And the trailer just doesn't give it justice. Like
it doesn't.
The trailer,
it doesn't.
I wasn't even interested after watching the trailer. It's just after playing it and watching more gameplay videos. That's where it showed how good the game was.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said the Ninja Guy. It's nothing that you see of the game, because I know everyone's like, okay, all right, it's time to shut this show off. But I'm telling you, nothing that you see of the game does it any justice. You have to play it. And if you have 4K and you got Stadia Pro and you got access to 4K, oh my God, it's like one of the better looking games on the platform. And that's saying a lot, because there's some great looking stuff on there. All right. With that said, I think we covered all the preliminary prologue stuff, what we've been playing. Yes, we have. Now it's time to talk a little smack on our media friends. Okay. Let's go on to topic number one. Topic number one, my friends, is this whole Windows porting thing. Okay. We got here, let me do this. Let me show you something. If it's not the right thing, then I'm fired. Okay, it's the right stuff. All right. Here's what I have out here. This is a tweet from me. I said, great article providing some possible insight to the enhanced development tool set to be talked about on the 15th. Oh, in this graph. And this was an article from, what is these people? BoilingSteam.com. Sounds like a crab shack, but BoilingSteam.com put this article out here, and I said, this is great. And I remember sharing it with some of my friends in the DM, and I said, oh, look at this. This is great stuff. We should probably talk about this. Little did I know, y'all, that every single article writer would sit there and say, oops, we didn't realize that. Let me copy and paste that. And everybody went on a copy and paste campaign, and now all of a sudden, Stadia's not dead. Stadia's here to stay. It's the king of the hill. I know I'm being over the top, but let me just show you some more examples. The Verge wrote an article positive about Stadia, and they've written positive articles about Stadia before. Even they've written an article or two where they didn't mention SG&E. But the crazy thing about this, Pete, is what? About this particular article, if you can remember, because I saw you pointing it out on social media.
With the fact that Tom Warren, the dude who's been trying to trash Stadia for the past 2 years, actually wrote a positive article without mentioning anything negative. I know, I'm shocked too. It's 2022. The world is changing.
It makes no sense.
I woke up in a different universe because, wow.
Exactly. Tom Warren wrote this. And then here's the thing. Like, we talked about this, that there's going to be this transition. But I got all the mixtapes. I got all the mixtapes on Yongye. our good friend Richard Ledbetter. You guys ain't getting away with this. Like, we're all going to hit the booth, and there's going to be diss track after diss track for all of the naysayers, the wrong yays and all you. So you can't pivot from this without owning up to your mistake. But this is a clear attempt at a pivot where Tom says, and I had to put the laughy smiley face on there. Tom says, Google's plans aren't super clear right now, but we'll learn more about what it's doing with the Windows game. In other words, he's saying, we went all out to double down on this Business Insider article. Now it appears that the Business Insider article might have been a farce. And you may not believe me on that, but shout out to Ninja Guy X for giving me this link as well. Eurogamer also wrote an article on Stadia's Windows porting thing. And here's what they don't do. They don't play nice about Stadia. Here's something that they had to say about Business Insider. They said, referencing the Business Insider article, they said the announcement appears to dispute rumors that Google is planning to abandon Stadia when it announced plans to sell its tech to third-party providers like Capcom. So I'm going to make this all make sense to you guys here on the panel and ask you a question. This info is not new. The fact that the publications are picking up on this now in copy-paste fashion says what about the media? Who wants to take that first?
I can.
Yes, sir. Peter Cocktail, at your service. Explain.
So,
what does it say about them? What the hell is going on here?
That the media is basically a bunch of really big phonies and all they do is copy paste constantly, like every article. And bro, this isn't even just concerning Stadia. Like I don't even like media. As much time as I spend on the internet, I know better, because every article about anything and everything is quoting one source and then everybody just collapsing like they all got some powerful exclusive news. I really don't even know how to explain it. It's basically like they all went to school and then followed the teacher's direction and said, hey, if you ever can't think of anything original to write, just copy and paste and then quote the site that came up with it first and then go with it. It's like it's exposing how frail media is, because there's not anything to really talk about. Or if there is something to talk about, you have writers who aren't in the know anymore, and they're still relying on when they used to be known or used to be good, and expecting it to keep carrying them, basically. Like I say, man, out with the old blood and in with the new, because right now that's basically what media needs, especially concerning Stadia, because you have all these old-time writers trying to say something, just like the dude who wrote he quoted The Verge, the author for Tom's Guide, in 2 years, bro. 2 years, same author, completely different tones, talking about Google Stadia was never going to make it, and then wants to come out and said, oh, hey, Stadia is actually picking up steam. No, really, tell me something I didn't know.
I agree with that.
That's basically how I feel.
Yeah. You know what, man? I think that for me, I think what it also shows is, especially somebody like me who always, at one point I wanted to go to journalism school. And I think that that's the one thing that also is lacking too, is that there's people who are going based off of hearsay, and they're like, we're the people that are working closely with Google. We're the reporters who are taking the time to go in and talk to them and get some more information and saying, okay, this is what we've been doing. This is how we've been doing it. And those people, those reporters who are actually with decent, journalistic integrity, who are working and sticking beside them and saying, okay, let me have an unbiased version of this story and account of this story and put out the best possible story that I can about what's actually going on. And nobody's doing that. I think people are just, like they were saying, you're listening to hearsay and you're deciding how it sounds based off of what you think may be going on. And then you're just going to put it out and replicate it, and boom, easy article done. Next topic. And I think that we don't have any of that anymore. Journalists who are going in and actually taking the time to figure out what's actually going on and reporting it.
It kind of reminds you of like, okay, everyone surround Johnny. and copy your test scores off of Johnny because we got to pass this state test score or Mrs. Brinkler will be out of a job by tomorrow. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. It's like who came up with the hottest take? All right, copy and paste it because that's what's getting the clicks. You know, it's not like
that's it.
Let's kick the tires on this a little bit more. It's like, okay, this guy, he's getting 3,000 clicks per hour for his publication. It's time for us to share those clicks.
Yeah, like I can hear Jay Jonah James. This kid's got it. Send it out. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. I like the story. Send it. Print it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like come on, you guys.
Yep, it's ridiculous. Ninja Gaix, what do you think? You think that we're being too hard? Because a lot of people tell me, Ninja Gaix, that MM2K, it's not the media's fault. It's Stadia's fault that the media don't understand. What do you think about that synopsis? What do you think is going on here?
Oh man, no, that's so untrue. Like, you have to do your research, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh man, you guys got it on point though. Like, it's whatever gives the clicks. Like, they don't care. They don't care if whatever is true or not. They're not going to make their research. They're just going to be like, oh, Business Insider did this article that everybody's like, and it's very active. So let's nourish yourself from this article. I don't know where I can take, but you know what I mean. But it's nice. It's nice to see this, but who knows? Like, tomorrow, if a tiny little something happens, then we're all gonna see these journalism say bad things again, which is kind of annoying. But it's cool. It's cool to see some positive coming out of this. I didn't thought it was gonna happen this quickly. But it looks like it's out there now. So let's see what it brings in the future.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. It's wild, and I'm turning. It's wild that how can you literally, like 25 seconds ago, this thing is dead. It's on its last leg. Like go to Amazon or Fingerhut or wherever and sell your Stadia Premier bundles ASAP. You know what I mean? It's like it's dipping like Bitcoin to this.
With the negative articles, the thing is, like, they seem to have brought some opinions at the same time in these articles, right? Which was driving me mad. Like, that's the issue. These ones seems to be like a lot more neutral, I guess. And this is how journalism should be, right? But that's another thing that was frustrating me. Like, it's as if these journalism really believed that Stadia was going to die. The way that they were writing it, which was making it even worse for people were believing that because of that.
Absolutely. Any other thoughts on that, on what's going on in this crazy bizarro world of the media recently?
I mean, all I got to say is the multiverse of madness is happening now, you guys.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly now.
It's happening. We're seeing World 819 of Tom Warren, you know what I mean?
It's happening now, y'all. Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah. And I get what people are probably thinking about us, guys. They're probably thinking, oh, you phooey to you guys. I mean, let's take this positive press. I've heard that too. Take the positive press and be happy about it. But it's like what Ninja Gaix said. Like, this is nothing to lean on. This is flakier than Pillsbury dough biscuit. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what they're going to say next week because last week they said something completely different. You know what I mean? But what it does help us, what it does do and what it does crystallize is that the media is in a copy and paste nature. And whatever they feel like is the best story to sell, like, they don't care if it's negative or positive. They feel like this is the best story to sell to get eyes open, to get clicks. And right now, because we said Stadia was dead and there's a new report conflicting that, all right, now we can drop jaws and we can get clicks. They could revert back tomorrow. We never know. With that said, my next question for the panel, and I'm going to start with Maine first on this. We're going to go from Maine to Ninja Gaix, and then we're going to end with Pete. I got to be honest here. Like, what you see on the screen, Eurogamer is essentially calling out Business Insider. Now, if they hear this and they say, "Oh, that damn MM2K, no, that's not what I'm doing," no, that's not the truth. They're calling them out. That link goes to a story of theirs that references what Business Insider had to say. So the integrity of Business Insider's report is being questioned now. We've been honking this horn for a while, and we were called crazy, and we were called just, attacking anybody that said anything negative. But now that we got institutions like Eurogamer doing that, do you think they will be held accountable for their flaky reporting. What do you think, man?
I think so, man. I think that when it comes to stuff like this, I've always had a belief, and I said the conspiracy theorists are the people that believe things that are true before everybody else.
Yes.
So they that's just how it goes. I think that what's going to end up happening is that these outlets need to start being held accountable for what they're doing. And I think that much like we were talking about the last topic, there's going to be some kind of mirror, or some people need to have some kind of way to bring up a mirror to these places and saying, listen, this is what you're doing, and you need to see what you're doing and how it's affecting businesses and consumers and things like that. It's affecting a lot of people, and which goes into question, right? The importance of the effect that influencers have, right? That's another discussion right there. These media outlets are exactly that. And you're starting to see what their actions and what they're doing and how it affects a lot of different things. And when you're spitting out misinformation and all these different things, you're causing a lot of damage to the ways or the business practices of companies like Google, who are trying to do things right and try to pay attention to certain things. And it's just people need to start being held accountable. And I think that we're slowly getting to a point to where these people are starting to understand what's going on and saying, wait a second, you guys said this here, or you guys said this here, and now you're saying this, and now you're saying this. Okay, well, now your integrity is at stake, and we need to start figuring out what the hell's going on. And I think we're getting to that place where people are going to start being held accountable.
Absolutely. I think that's spot on. What do you think, Ninja Guy X? What are your thoughts on Business Insider? I mean, are they going to respond? Is it going to be held accountable? Is Eurogamer the first of many, or it's just going to be swept under the rug?
Yeah, so Mega Game has some good points in there. So I feel that if they leave the subject alone, they're not going to be bothered. Like maybe nobody's going to bat an eye if they don't come back. But let's say that if they bring back another negative article about Stadia, or if anybody brings out an article about Stadia, the negativity, well, then it'll just frustrate all of us, because why do they go from negative to positive to negative again? Like it'll just drive us crazy, and
exactly.
And we'll just be like, I don't know what would happen though. Like I guess it's a subject to talk about maybe later on. It's just I'm wondering how would people react, or how what would happen? if someone like that, this something positive like that would come back and do another negative article. Would it be like, would people still believe them, or would people be just more aggressive about what they're saying? Like it's a weird situation right now for sure.
Yep. Pete, what do you think? You think they're going to be held accountable on this stuff, or you think that it's going to be swept under the rug and Business Insider is going to be able to walk away with this with their hands clean?
More than likely, honestly, is that all of these news sites that are starting to quote each other talking about Stadia now are going to be quoting Business Insider, but they're more or less going to walk away from it. Because Business Insider, as much as I despise them, the apps besides Tom Warren, they put out articles and then say nothing else. It doesn't matter if they're right. It doesn't matter if they're wrong. They just do it straight for clicks. So honestly, they're probably just going to get away from it unscathed. Business Insider is like the ugly redheaded stepchild that nobody wanted, but just gives you all of the information anyway.
Yeah, they're still talking anyway. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and this isn't just a Stadia thing. They've done this with PlayStation. They had a story about PlayStation. Right. They said PlayStation only got 2 chips that they're going to be able to sell for the next 3 years. I'm like, what? There's only going to be 2 consoles that they sell in totality? PlayStation's like, no. We haven't made any adjustments to the numbers like you're trying to indicate. You're wrong. And they were bold enough to put that in there. But when they were proven wrong, it's like what Pete said. Not a whisper, not a retraction, not anything. So
they should remove that article, right? Like they've been proven wrong. So.
That's
crazy.
Yeah,
and absolutely. I think someone said, I don't know if it's Lynch's or Lynch's Return says, what does hold them accountable actually mean, though? I think that, like they were just saying about the article, these companies need to start speaking up and saying, yo, you're wrong. And I think that the more that they do this, the more the public or the people that follow these publications, they'll start to understand and start to see things from a different light. Because media, it's opinions, whether it's supposed to sway you in one way or another. That's the facts. Whatever media, whatever information that they have, it's all to stir a response or an opinion or a thought from you, the viewer and the consumer. So if these people are starting to do things, and companies like Sony and Stadia are saying, hey, this is not real, this is not true, and they challenge these people, hopefully the people that are, in the community will start to say, wait a minute, if that's the case, and I see Sony and I see Stadia and all these other people coming up and basically standing up for them, maybe Business Insider probably isn't some place where I should be getting my news. And boom, now they're being held accountable.
Exactly. Because when I went and said to my friends that also create content after that Business Insider article, of course they were laughing at me. Y'all know, I explained how my friends are. They torture me. Like, Stadia's dead, you dumbass. That's all I got all day, right? And I said, this Business Insider article just doesn't make sense. And I started breaking down the flaws in it. And I said, there's some truth in it. I'm not going to make it seem like that everything was a lie, but it's just the tone, the motif is off. And one of my good friends who I know does great research or whatever said to me, because they're not acclimated to what's going on with cloud gaming, they said to me, you're saying that Business Insider lied. Like that's impossible, right? Or you're saying that Business Insider didn't. You're caught the name itself should shake fear in podcasters. Business Insider would never misconstrue something. And I said, yeah, they did. And I said, trust me, time will show that they have. And now that you have this happening, and now you're having other quote unquote credible entities like this one, Eurogamers say this. They're basically, without saying it directly, they're saying that Business Insider article is now flaky. Because how can you say that in such absolutist fashion, but now we're seeing this? So I think and I don't want to speak for Maine or anybody, but I think what Maine was saying to Elkness, which was a great question, Elkness, I appreciate that. I think what he's saying is hold them accountable by hitting them where it hurts most, the clicks. If you know that where you're going to, that prestigious name is only a name now, you're going to stop clicking there. And they're going to get the effect of that. So they're going to realize that they're going to have to do better, period. So that's the hope, but we'll see if it happens. I'm sorry, were you going to say something? Somebody was saying something?
Oh, no, I was just saying that's it. That's exactly what I meant by that. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, all great stuff. An interesting dynamic. I'm happy to see it. And my final question to the panel is, I mean, we are happy to see the good news, but we're just saying don't rely on it. Don't say the thing for me, and I believe the thing for those of you that are on the panel, those of you that are on the other end of the microphone here, it's not about just saying good stuff about Stadia. I don't think Stadia wants you to just ad hoc say good stuff about them, because they're not getting the feedback that's critical for their growth. We just want the truth. So I don't just want a campaign of someone saying, okay, it's the hip thing to say good stuff about Stadia. Like, for instance, a lot of us want to see more 60 frames per second games. Yes. I don't want an article. I don't want publications all of a sudden to say, no, Stadia runs fine at 2K 20 frames per second. It's the best thing out here since sliced bread. I don't want that. We're just asking for the truth. And as long as they're telling the truth in totality, reaching and talking to us, like the panel has said, the people that are close to this thing, and getting a broader scale of what's going on and reflecting that truth, I think we'll all be happy. With that said, the good news is here, right? And they're going into this new keynote. So Absolutely. What can Stadia do to capitalize on this good press and try to get some longevity out of it? We're going to work in reverse. I'm going to do Pete to answer that question first, Maine, and then we're going to end with Ninja Guy X before we move to the next topic. But again, Pete, what can Stadia do to capitalize on this good press that they are getting right now? Uh-oh, did we lose Pete?
He's playing Elden Ring.
yeah, he's playing Elden Ring. Yeah. Oh! Actually, playing, going to the bathroom, dropped my mic in the toilet. Had to hold my controller. Okay. May, what are your thoughts? What do you think this Stadia should do to keep to capitalize on this good press?
You know what? I honestly, so this is what I've always believed, man. I believe that they're to the chagrin of other people. I think that they're doing well by
Nothing,
doing
bro.
and
Seriously,
and
nothing.
not
Keep doing what
speaking.
they've been doing.
Yes, yes. Do
No,
and don't speak.
can you not? Can you
We
not
couldn't
hear
hear.
me?
Yeah, we couldn't
You
hear you
good?
for a
You good?
moment.
Oh, go for it. Go for it, man.
No,
Uh oh.
can you?
Uh oh.
You were going in and out. You know what, Pete? Hop out. I'm gonna let Maine go first, and then I'll let you go after Maine. Hop out and then hop back in.
Okay, so I think that they've been doing a great job. I think they should just continue to just keep working. Just keep the head down. Don't worry about what's going on around them. I know that it
Can you guys
sometimes
still hear me?
we can off and on, but you're kind of fading out.
Yeah, I would hop out of the channel. Yep, hop out of the channel and
Oh,
come back
sorry.
in. Yep.
No, you're good.
Hold on. I'm like echoing.
Oh, okay.
All
So
right.
I think that they continue to do that, and what'll happen is that they'll be all the all better for it. I think that there's a company that I actually, a developer that I actually man, I love, and they do the same thing, and I think that Stadia has a great parallel with them, and it's Hello Games. When it came down to No Man's Sky, they got trashed.
Oh, yeah.
Like they got trashed bad. But what did Hello Games do? They said, listen, we said some things, we apologize, but we promise you we're gonna make it right. They didn't say nothing else after that. Months later, update one of, to this day, many for years, and they just keep their mouth shut. They keep their head down. They keep working and they just keep pumping out stuff and proving to us why their product, it means that much to them, and how they really take to heart the enjoyment or the opinions or anything regarding the consumers and the fans. I think that Stadia is doing a great job by if they were to continue to do that. I know that it may get a lot of the people say, well, we want communication from you. I get that. But sometimes you have to have that kind of mentality to be able to make sure that whatever it is you're trying to deliver on and trying to fix in your eyes, or whatever the case may be, you may need to go dark for a little bit in order to continue to come out on top and have that triumphant story. I think that this is great. The good press is a good sign, but they don't need to add any further comments or anything else to it. They have the event coming up. These moments is where you start to show us what you've been working on and let it speak for itself. That's what I think they should do.
I think there's some good points. Pete, you good? You good, brother?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you
Bro,
good, man.
honestly, I think my headphones are messed up. I was talking.
Man.
Anyway, or maybe it's just my cords all tangled up, bro. I don't know. Anyway, so honestly, as I heard a few seconds ago, Stadia shouldn't do anything, because honestly, it's like, if they do something,
Mm-hmm.
all that's gonna do is just bring attention
Yeah.
back to them. And they've been doing fine. As much as people are going to complain about it, they've actually been doing fine. Just keep your head down and work. Otherwise, you're going to drive people's expectations back up. They're going to start wanting more and more, because the gaming community is a bunch of insatiable people. I don't know why, but that's how it is. Stadia shouldn't do anything. Just as they said when they had to sit there and correct Business Insider, and Business Insider wanted to stay silent, they know that actions speak louder than words. Allow them to continue to work, and everything will fall into place from there.
Awesome. Before I go to Ninja Guy X, I want to give a shout out to we got a $1.49 sticker from the good friend Victor. Hey Vic, I ain't seen you in a minute, Vic. You can't keep doing this to a brother, man. Let me know how you doing. I'm glad to see you though here, Vic. I used to see Vic. Vic is like MM2K. I'm not gonna battle you anymore. Me and Vic used to have some great spirited battles on Twitter, and he's like, I'm tired of you. So he's going to, I guess, better pastures. No, but Vic, I'm glad to see you, and thank you so much for the $1.49 hot dog sticker. I appreciate it, good brother. Always good to see you. Ninja Guy X, what are your thoughts? Should Stadia try to find some way to capitalize on this good press?
First of all, I want to comment a little bit of what you were talking about before we started talking about all of this. So, you know, when we see negative Stadia stuff, there's always like something that's not even true, like in these articles, you know, for some reason. But you know, if an article would be negative, but it says something like, "Oh, Stadia is not doing well, and let me tell you why." And then they pinpoint like, "Oh, not enough AAA games and things like that." That would that would be interesting for me. Exactly. Like I'd like to know, like things that are real, things that are happening, reasons why Stadia is not doing well, and things like that. It's just they have to write it properly with the actual facts for me to be interested. And anyway, so and to answer your question though, so how can they profit out of this good news? And is to actually make sure that whatever they talked about, just to make sure that they'll do it properly. So they talked about emulating using Windows to Linux, and hopefully the presentation will go well. And it does exactly what people are expecting. And there might be even more eyes going toward that development presentation just because of these positive articles. So Google just have to make sure that they can bring the best out of that presentation, just so people keeps interested in it.
Absolutely, great stuff. Yep, I totally agree. I get every perspective. It's like you don't want to say, oh well, Tom Warren of The Verge said that we are doing this and we're doing that, because again, 5 minutes from now, Tom Warren could go completely ape nuts and write the craziest on Stadia article known to man that make us all want to burn our controllers. You know what I mean? So, I agree with that. But at the same time, I get where Ninja Guy X is coming from too. I think he brings up a very great point that I got a feeling that Stadia put feelers out to people to say, hey, look, we're doing something kind of amazing here, and you might want to pay attention to this. So you got to make sure that it is amazing and that it has an amazing, it's going to have amazing, which I'm pretty confident it will be. You know what I mean? So just off the platform alone and what we have in front of us alone. All right. Great stuff, everybody, man. Woo! Power discussions. We told y'all you don't want to miss a minute of this. Tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live. Okay. Because this panel is tearing it up. Next, let's do this. Let's talk about the games. Man, we got a lot of games that are being introduced here. Let me see if I can put some up. There's so many games that are out here.
We got Stadia games. We got main games. Just
exactly. Yep. We were sending our kids through Hunger Games. I mean, all types of games being played here.
Oh man, no, thank you.
So I didn't even create links for the panel because Stadia went on a game blogging blitz. Say that fast 5 times. Game blogging blitz. These past 2 weeks. In the past 2 weeks, we got 4 blog posts, and that's insane. Let's just click on these and see what we got here. First, we got up the indie open world adventure Calico and Lake coming soon. And we talked about this on the prior SSC where, maybe Lake may not be our game and Calico normally wouldn't be our game. But as cat lovers, Ninja Guy X and I were looking at this like, oh my God, this is extremely charming. You know what I'm saying? And Stadia has a way of picking out games that you normally wouldn't play if you're on your big bulky console. I'm not even giving that a chance but they curate it in a way to where you say, hey, you know what? Let me get us a shot at some pro. Why not? Then we got word that Deliver Us the Moon and another point and click game, City Legends: The Curse of Christmas Shadow, was coming out. Deliver Us the Moon from was it 13A Games? I always butcher that. It's 13 games.
Deliver Us to the Moon. It's a Wired production, isn't it?
What the hell am I thinking about 13A Games?
13 AM Games is from Dawn of the Monsters.
Dawn of the Monsters. I love Dawn of the Monsters so much. I'm sorry. Wired Productions. Yeah, exactly. Wired 13 Games. That's their new name. 13 Wired Games. That's what it is. No, Wired Productions. Sorry, guys. Creators of some great stuff like was it Martha is Dead and some other cool games. And then Ninja Guy X. I kind of threw Ninja. Well, I didn't throw him under the bus. I kind of like stifled him a little bit. And I was like, I'm not showing that because I didn't want Wired Productions to say, oh, these guys from SSC podcaster showing our stuff, but apparently it was the thing that I should have done because now everybody's talking about it. Like, hey, Wired Productions goal, right? Ninja Gaix is to bring all their games. They said their goal is to do what?
To bring all their games on the platform with the in a certain amount of time. Like, I don't think they mentioned any time, but this is like their ultimate goal. Yeah, to bring all the games possible.
That's awesome. All crazy stuff. What else we got here? Then we got this twos where they say, conquer your fears. And we got word of Ryan's Rescue Squad, some additional content for Elder Scrolls, Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight actually has a free weekend. I think that starts today, right? If I'm right. Shout out to Lukey6.
Either today or tomorrow, I believe.
Okay.
One of
shout
the
out
days,
to the homie Lukey6, who is known for his Dead by Daylight content on Stadia. But definitely check out Lukey6. But then we also found out that Mad Streets, this crazy physics game, is coming on the 15th, the day of the keynote. That's going to be awesome. And last but certainly not least, we got this blog post today. Like, geez Louise, we got more Valhalla content, but we got some additional games coming. Now, what game is this that's under the dawn of Ragnarok? What game is that?
That's Rainbow Six Siege, like a new update of that. Yeah.
Okay. And then we got Trivial Pursuit coming. That's a new game. And Discovery Tour Viking Age. So it's like a branch off of Assassin's Creed where you go through like this museum stuff. Am I right? Am I getting that right? I think you go through like museum stuff.
But it's very confusing because I think it was already out on Stadia. But they did release a new trailer and stuff. So I don't know if it's like a standalone now, but I really don't know why it's there.
Are you talking about the new
No.
Ragnarok?
Oh no, not the Discovery Tour Viking Age game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a I know what that is. That's like a standalone kind of like literally like
learning thing.
About. That's all that is. It's not like an actual like DLC. That's what Ragnarok is, but it's more like
an addition.
Yeah. It's like a standalone experience.
Yeah, exactly. But it's confusing. Yeah, because it was already out, so I'm not sure exactly why it's there.
Hey, look, I'm laughing. Hey, Vivi, stop. I've already had to explain to Maine that if he's heard any bad stuff about MM2K, then don't believe it. It might have come from my family even, but don't believe it. Please believe me. I get where you're coming from. I get your intergestion on that, Vivi, and you did a fantastic job. I think correcting the record on the content of mines being used. I'll just leave it at that. What I will say though, to your point, which is a fantastic point, this is not going to be. I'm glad you said that because at some point in time I meant to put that in the notes and I think I forgot that. This is not a Connect. This is a developers conference. But like Stadia said, they heard from us. We want to know what is going into the platform on the development side for sustainability purposes. We've even heard this internally, which there was no truth to this, and now we're finding it out. Stadia has shown everything that it's going to do. It's put all its cards on the table. There's no more features coming or anything like that. And, when that's being echoed through the echo chamber, you may start believing that because Stadia is not saying otherwise, right? Well, they're saying, no, that's not true. Calm your horses. We're going to show you a good section of what we're going to do with this platform, right? So, Vivi, I get 1,000% good brother. As always, you always spot on with everything that you got to say. You took that information that I put out there and put it in its proper context. This is not a Connect. This is something I want to say auxiliary to that, or not necessarily auxiliary. It's something in conjunction with that, with a new platform that's in a part of an emerging tech division. We want to see what else do you got planned for this platform that's going to lead to more longevity. So a Connect focuses on software and the deployment of software, like games. This is a deep dive into the technical aspects, the base of the platform, and how they're going to be adding to it for longevity. Okay, so don't expect Street Fighter 6. You know what I mean? To like open it up. Yeah, don't expect Dwayne Rock Johnson to come on there and be sitting there with Phil Harrison on his lap, and they're talking about the 2K22, the wrestling game coming. Don't expect that. Okay, it's not what's happening here. We asked for it. They surveyed. Remember that job when they surveyed us and when they asked us what we wanted?
Yeah.
Apparently, a good number of us wanted to see this technical stuff. So that's what we're seeing. Shout out to Vivi for that. I appreciate it. We also got now he's my financial / spiritual advisor because I mixed everything up last week. I just bundled it all into one package like Progressive. But my spiritual / financial advisor, Clive Linden, says, Stadia really keeping up the attention as we arrive at the Google for Games Dev Summit. I think it's part of the strategy. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Great stuff. All right, so how strong of a week is this for the platform? Let's start with Ninja Guy X first. How strong of a week with all these blog posts do you think this has been for Stadia?
Oh my God, it's been the best week this year, definitely. Oh my God, this is such a strong week. And you didn't even show everything. We have 3 other games coming out. We got Golf with Friends, City Skylines, and
I sure didn't. Yes.
Yeah, and Overcooked. Like, oh man, like we're getting so many games, and they're keeping us busy with that wiki, you know? No, I love it, man. These are all, these are all like AA games or, type of indie games, but it's not just that. They're all very popular and very solid indie games. They're not bringing like those little, silly games that are, like nobody knows about. These are all known games that people play like all the time. So, very exciting, very good week. I don't since I've been with Stadia, I don't know if there's ever been something like 3 blogs like in 3 days constantly. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm very happy about what's happening right now.
Awesome, man. What do you think? How big of a week has this been for the platform?
You know what? To be honest, to be so new to the platform in that respect, I think that based off what I've seen recently, I think that this also, I'd like to echo, Ninja Guy's sentiments. This is a really strong week because, like for me, I've never seen this much news this close together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that this is a great time, especially for people who are new or a little bit new like myself. This is a great time to really sit back and really digest all this information. Like for me, I'm an information guy. I'm a research guy. So all this stuff that they've dropped in my lap, seemingly, I'm just lapping it up and just going through this article. Oh, let's comb through this and there's another one. I'll take that too. I've just been hoarding all this information and have been really intrigued by what they've been putting out. And I think that just like I think Victor says, Google needs a steady, thoughtful narrative. I think that this is a way to work towards that. I think all this information, this transparency, again, they're not saying anything, but they're putting out content, they're putting out things that we'll be able to consume and understand certain aspects that just to keep us abreast of what's going on. So for me personally, I've been loving all this content and all this information because it keeps me hopeful, and still it's a way for them to connect with us. They don't have to speak to us necessarily to connect with us, and we've been getting that. So this is a good start for sure.
Absolutely. Pete, what do you think? This subpar week, or it's been a good week? What are your thoughts on what this week has been for Stadia?
It's actually been a really good week for them. They've been pushing out information much more as normal, and as you guys have repeatedly said, they've also been talking a lot leading up to, which I know is a developer conference, but they're still finally starting to do a push. Is it the push that everybody wants? No, not really, but it's the push that people should still keep an eye on because they wanted Stadia news. They wanted Stadia to be more transparent. Now they're paying attention to the surveys, and overall, this has been a much better week than usual. They put out multiple blog posts within the week, etc. So if I had to give it out of 10, I'd say 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'll do 8 out of 10.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's good as hell. Yeah, I want to add to that again, and again, Vivi, thank you for bringing that up because I meant to put that in my notes and I realized I didn't have it. What I'm not saying is that because this is the focus right now, that at some point in time they shouldn't do a connect or they shouldn't show some more transparency on games coming out. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you can do things, you can put things in a proper bucket, as I always like to say. Sometimes you need to focus on this, sometimes you need to focus on that. And being that they selected to do more transparency on the longevity of the platform first, I don't consider that a bad thing. If you're someone that feels like that there needs to be a connect, hey, look, put a connect out there. Shout out to Stadia Rev. He's been very vocal on that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Air that. You know what I mean? It's that critical feedback that's important to the platform. But I don't think that it's a zero-sum game. I don't think it's a unilateral choice where, or it's a binary choice rather. Excuse me. You can only show one or the other. It only can be, there's only one. This is not Highlander. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think you can dedicate time to do what they're about to do, and then it still appease those that want to see it connect. So I just want to throw that out there. With that said, okay. Out of these games, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna start with Maine. I'll go to Pete, and then I'll end with Ninja Guy X. Out of these games, 2 questions. What do you think is the most important one for the platform, and which one is your personal favorite? We'll start with Maine first.
You know what? Honestly, I would say that Overcooked is the one for me. As someone who does actually play primarily, for the most part, I'm just really starting to get into playing with other people, like multiplayer and co-op. I've been a single player guy for the most part for a while.
Yep.
But I'm starting to understand the importance of playing with other people and just that community aspect. And I think that this is a good game for the community. I think that just for the platform, with the features that Stadia has, I think that's what the emphasis should be on: community, doing things with other people, whether you're a streamer, whether you just want to have a multiplayer match with your friends. I think that games like Overcooked, and I've played it and it's awesome, even Golf with Friends. These games are, to me, what I think about when I think of Stadia. Yes, they can have the hard-hitting single-player games, which I love. Don't get me wrong. But when you think about the way that the platform is kind of, I guess you could say, portrayed, or how it's seen, the features like Stream Connect and crowd choice and all those things, it's perfect for games like Overcooked and Golf with Friends. It's very community driven, very multiplayer focused, and I think that, to me, that's the most exciting game out of this bunch that I can't wait to try with other people.
Awesome. Who are we going with next? Are we going with Pete? Or Pete, what are your thoughts? Again, both questions. What is a game that you're personally looking forward to that you've heard recently coming to the platform? Out of these announcements, what do you think is overall the most important one, though?
Does Assassin's Creed Ragnarok count?
I mean, yeah. You think the DLC? Yeah, definitely.
I'm only saying that because, as a really big fan of anything that's like Norse mythology, and the tattoo that I want my left arm for is going to be Norse based, and I watched all of Vikings, and I subscribed to Netflix and found another show called Valhalla, which is it's like the sequel to Vikings. And bro, honestly, I'm just really excited for that game, and it actually made me contemplate getting back to Ubisoft Plus just to play, because I love like everything Norse. I don't know why, but that's probably the one that I'm most excited for. If I wanted a game to kind of just relax, then honestly, I'd probably choose Overcooked, because I know that it is a game that the community has been asking for quite a while now. And it's a good little party game to play. So Overcooked, definitely Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, even though it's a DLC and not a full-on like new game. That's like my top pick out of whatever's been announced so far.
Awesome. And Ninja Guy X, and I know I'm confusing everybody, and I deeply apologize to Lord Vivek. I was referring to him as Vivi. Look, I'm old now. The cane isn't as stable. Sometimes I fall on my face. The Metamucil sometimes, it
Not the
strips me
Metamucil.
of the brain cells. Yeah, the Metamucil in the tank, it strips me of my brain cells. You gotta excuse me sometimes. Sorry, Lord Vivek, I deeply apologize for that. But Ninja Guy X, we're gonna cap this question off with you. What is the game that's your personal favorite out of these announcements, and one that you think is most important for the platform overall?
Yeah, so I agree with Pete and Maine, where the most important is Overcooked for sure. This is the one that would bring more people to the platform. It's like a convenient game to play on the go because you can bring some friend, like you can bring it to a friend and just play, and it's the perfect game overall for anybody. So I think that's the one that's going to bring more people to the platform. In terms of my favorite, it's not in these lists, but the one that I'm looking forward to the most right now is Lumo. That's coming out on the 24th of December, March, 24th. And this is exactly up my alley. Some platforming, some puzzle, and I'm very excited for that one. It's going to be a day one for me. But in the list, Deliver Us to the Moon is the one that I'm mostly curious about. That one looks pretty cool also.
Awesome. And I just put a poll out here. I said, how do you rate the announcements this week from Stadia? A, B, C, or D? So let us know in the chat. I'm going to say this. I think the game that is most important to the platform is going to be City Skylines. I mean, the reaction when people found out that game was coming, I didn't expect it. And I didn't understand it at first, and I had to take a look at it. And I was like, okay, now I get it. City Skylines. And I was with Maine and everyone else at first, like Overcooked was. But the City Skylines, for some reason, it really got people juices flowing. So I'm like, okay, cool. The game that out of these announcements I think is going to be the most important for me personally is World War Z. Oh, whoops, that's not.
Yeah.
Stadia was World War Z. I want World War Z. No, it's going to be golf with your friends. I love golf and games on the go. I'm pretty sure there's going to be touch controls with this. This is what I like. So when I can game, it's like I'm not one of these young whippersnappers. I can't do the touch. I can't do the on-screen touch controls. I can do the motion control, the swipe control. Whatever you call it.
Yeah.
You know what
Gyroscopic.
I mean? I can do that. And I'm hoping to see some easy playing while my wife is spending up all the money at the mall, and I'm just sitting there on the bench just watching her.
You know what? You bring up a good point, though.
Exactly.
That's a good point, because I think now that I'm thinking about it, golf with your friends is kind of like what it was for me and my boys when we played Uno in the 360 days. Mm-hmm. We would play. We would do game battles and all these different like high stress. We would play the scrimmages against other clans and Halo and Gears of War and all these different competitive games, Street Fighter and all that. And at the very end of the night, we would all hop in Uno just to chill and relax.
Yeah.
And I could see that same thing. That could be. You have a good point with golf with your friends too. That could be that game as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. Uno or one for 100. If that charming game that really gets everybody together. I mean, I get it, Stadia community. At one point in time, that game was a Division 2, but that's a little bit more. You know what I mean? That's a little bit more layered than something like Uno. Or one versus 100.
Your parents, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, exactly. But again, we're a unique bunch. Definitely.
Right.
With that said, I did have it in my notes. But I think we kind of talked about it real quick. We'll go through the panel. We'll do it in reverse. Ninja Guy X Main and then Pete. We feel that Stadia, many of us feel that Stadia has done a good job separating game expectations from the keynote. Would you agree with that? Just real quick, Ninja Guy X, what do you think? You think they did a good job of, curbing enthusiasm on game announcements, or you don't think they've done a good enough job?
It's a weird question. I'm not sure I completely understand what.
The when Lord Vivek put it out there, which was a great point. A lot of people are expecting game announcements at this developer call. I should have been more at the Stadia keynote. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, I feel
okay. Yeah,
a lot
I
of
get
people,
it.
and a lot of people feel that they've set the expectations properly and said, no, this is not a Connect. This is a developers conference. Do you feel the same way? You feel like they could have done a better job of doing that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's smart what they did. They announced all the games that they needed to announce, and then they're going to have the developer. So if people complain,
Yes.
then they're just not up to date with what's happening because we did get a bunch of game announcements. They could have waited and put them in the dev summit.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yep.
So you're right.
Yep.
You're right. They did a good job. I think that it's fine that they did not put it in there because this is not what a dev is. This is not what we should be expecting. And I think announcing all of these games. I think the only thing though is they could have like I like Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. They could have hold on all of these games and made a little Stadia Direct. Like I just like these little reveal things.
Yeah.
But other than that, they did a good job with the block for sure. Like it's a very good week.
Yep. Man, what do you think? Do you think that they've communicated well enough that, hey, this is a developer's thing and not a Connect thing, or do you think they could have done a better job at that?
I think they did good in their verbiage and what they were trying to accomplish. But me still being the kind of person that I am, I'm a wrestling fan, so I always feel like there's some kind of swerve they're gonna throw in there. Like, okay, in between every developer, every single I don't know what you want to call them, but every single not mission, but I guess talking point that they have every time they go between the next one. Oh, by the way, in between the next thing, we're gonna drop this trailer on you. Like, there's things, there's that potential there. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Of course, like I said, that's just my wrestling fan brain going on. But I think that they did communicate that quite well. And much like what Ninja Guy X was saying, is if they do complain about it, they say anything, well, they got that stuff out of the way first. You know what I mean? And they let you know there's these games coming and there's stuff to expect. Is it what you want? Sometimes it's not. However, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of did they announce games, the answer is yes, they did. So I think that that they did really well distinguishing the difference between a Connect and the developers, I think.
Yeah, awesome. Pete, what do you think? Did they make that distinguish? Did they distinguish it well enough for you?
They 100% did. Ninja Guy X and Main both nailed it pretty much right on the head. They made it very clear that that this is mainly a developer side conference, but they also know for a fact that a lot of people within the community are very much oriented, I guess, more towards the tech and how it works versus games. Like, yeah, you always have that really solid part of the community that just wants to worry about games. When you have someone like me and many others, I'm pretty sure some of the other panel members as well, like MM, possibly Main, Ninja Guy, I feel like you would too, is the tech side of the platform. Like, I love learning how it works and why I praise Stadia so much and why I'll be on Twitter telling people it's not the same, because it's not. Stadia to me is doing something entirely new while everybody else seems to be doing basically hybrid models, to the point where if what they're doing doesn't work out, they can fall back to what they know. And Stadia is basically like, okay, we're just going to go all in and try something new. And if anyone can pull it off, it's Google. So overall, but yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked, but overall, they've done a pretty good job of communicating, and they have specifically stated for everybody that keeps saying I'm holding my expectations for a Connect, it is not going to be that. If it is like something like that, then like I'm 100% cool with that, but they've already made it perfectly clear that it is mainly for developers. But that's also a good thing, because if the developers watch it, which more than likely they are, because there's a lot of unheard of developers that tune into these conferences. They may not say anything, but they'll tune into these conferences and these everything to learn and then see what's going on. And if they can opt in to get more exposure or learn something, then 100%, yeah. Um, so overall, I'm super excited for it, and yeah, they've done a very, very good job of clarifying that what it is instead of that whole issue with the 12 days of Stadia thing that they did last Christmas.
Yeah. That's kind of when things started to go haywire and really got out of control. I look at it like this too. Can you imagine? Maybe they planned to do it originally, but see, the people, you got to be self-aware, and the people that want to see it connect, I think for the most part, are aware that this is what they want to see. They want to see Dying Light 2. They want to see Elden Ring. You know what I mean? They want to see the Marvels of the Galaxy. That's the stuff that they want to see. So can you imagine if Google would have said something as of, and I imagine them probably originally saying this, you know what, we're going to do a developers conference, but let's show some games too. Let's just show some games. Those people would have been like, see, they market this like a Connect, and this was horrible. This was an awful Connect, and they really, so I think cooler heads prevailed. They looked at this in totality, and they said, you know what, let's separate the two. Let's get these games out of the way. That's why we probably got so many, or maybe this is a new era. I don't know. Hopefully the latter. But they probably said, let's get the games out of the way separately, and let's just focus primarily on the technical aspects and longevity of it. I don't want to rain on Maine's parade, because he could be right. Hulk Hogan could come from the top turnbuckle and drop that leg on us and have a crazy cool game, demo or something that's going to happen. That'd be dope. But I think it was important for them to make sure that they made it clear cut that, hey, we're not mixing the two. We're separating this, and these are two totally different dishes, and hopefully they will show games. Hopefully they will do a Connect, and they'll have enough in there for everybody to be happy, so we'll see.
You got a good point with Dying Light. Like if they would have done this as a direct, they would have had to call it like an indie direct, because if they wouldn't have,
exactly,
a lot of people would have been mad differently.
Oh my God, can you hear it now? Call the chariots and burn the villages. I mean, they would have been like Circle of Fire, Kingdom Under Fire. It would have been crazy.
Oh man, Vince McMahon would have walked in there and be like, "You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. Find the bastard. Find that bastard." Yeah, it would have been classic.
Find him. Find him. Where's that bastard? Where is he?
I try to find that clip name because I see it on a lot of memes and stuff like that.
Man.
And I try to find that. I can't find it. I'm so upset with myself. Yeah.
Where's that son of a bitch? Where is he?
Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at?
Go.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds crazy.
You have to see it. We'll show you, man. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It fits with any meme.
References.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Exactly. With that, the great stuff. With that said, yeah, we've completely gone off rails. This is now a wrestling show. All right. With that said, I'm gonna talk about one last thing. So you know how we do. Let me show you something. And the Vince McMahon taking over the mic. Let me show you. All right, this is PNTS Network. This is our mother site, PNTS Network. And shout out to Jack Deslip, the Jack of all trades. That's his new name. We call him Jack of all trades now. He's now doing APK breakdowns for PNTS Network, and he did a breakdown on the 7th, found some interesting stuff. He says there is a lot new here, a lot which appears to be further development of our previously found features. And shout out to Jack on this, because I know there were breakdowns done on 4.5, right? If I can, and he was focused on this, like, hold on, this is something that we should pay attention to. I mean, it's not a whole lot here, but something to pay attention to. And everybody else was like, whatever. Where's the Navy beans? We don't care about this. But Jack zeroed in on this, and he said there's a lot new here, a lot which appears to be further development of our previously found features. And now it looks like, when breaking down this APK, guys, that there's going to be motion controls, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we've seen motion controls before, but not on a cloud platform. This is a bold attempt. So we're going to work in reverse. We'll start with Pete. Pete, how much of a game changer could this be for not only Stadia, but cloud technology, period. Because they're going to copy, especially Amazon. They're going to copy this stuff. What do you think?
Oh yeah, they're gonna copy big time. I think this is going to definitely shake up the industry regardless of what the content actually entails once the event comes around.
Yep.
But honestly, dude, yeah, this is I don't know how else to put it. It's gonna shake up the industry regardless. It's gonna kick people into overdrive and they're gonna be like, oh shit, like, hey, there's like all this stuff happening now and Google's actually doing it. Because I don't know if anyone's noticed this, or maybe I'm just being super optimistic, but it's like every time Stadia does something, they try like their competitors try to one up them. So like now Luna, which I'll admit is pretty cool, even though I don't really use Luna all that much.
Yeah.
I kind of tried it just to see, and I'm like, it's good, just not
ready. Yeah, it's not ready yet.
It's not polished at all. But they added in being able to use your phone as a face cam, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which I wish Stadia would do. But now Stadia is basically saying, hey, we're going to use the gyro that's in your phone to be able to use motion controls for your phone for Stadia now. I saw that and I was like, that's awesome. Pretty cool to be able to do. I was like, so now I could sit here and just turn my phone like it's a racing wheel, hopefully, and be able to play like that. I mean, not that I really have an issue playing any other way, but I mean, that'd be really cool because I could just sit there, tell my TV, say, hey, launch any of the racing games on Stadia, like say launch Grid, and if that supports the new motion controls that they're talking about, I'll just be sitting on my bed, turning and tilting my phone, man, having fun. And their focus right now seems to be really, as I've said before, focusing more so on the platform and polishing it out versus games, because if you get that first, as backward as it sounds, get the features and flesh out the platform itself first before you start getting games, because then when you start getting the games will be able to take advantage of all the
easier
features.
Migration. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I'm that weird dude that's like really backward thinking, I guess, to most people, but I know that it makes sense. I mean, sometimes it sounds like it's only making sense to me, but in the long run, yeah, it'll be very good for everybody, really. I hope that xCloud and Amazon Luna follow suit, because both might have the content, but they neither have the infrastructure or a fleshed out platform for me to like really keep me there, unless I just want to try something. Like I have Game Pass just because there's certain games I still play. I just don't use it for cloud.
Yeah.
I use it for what it is. It's just, hey, you can play this game without having to buy it. Okay. So overall, it's good.
I've recently let go of my Game Pass for the moment because I want to play Stalker, and it looks like that's gonna be held off for a little bit, and that's fine. That's completely understandable why. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with Stadia. I have my PC. I got my PlayStation 5. I'm ready to rock and roll. Ready to see them add some more stuff and bring some new games. So, but with that said, Maine, what do you think about all this? How big is this rather for cloud gaming and Stadia?
I think that this is a big feature because I think first and foremost, you may hear my little daughter in the background. She's 2, so she don't give a damn, I think that, right. I think for me, first and foremost, I think it's a accessibility thing. I think also you could look at it that way, right? Yep. There's some features and some ways that it'll allow people to play in a much more intuitive way. But also, if you want to look at it from a standpoint of features, I think that Cottontail said it perfect. He's, put the features. Oh, sweetheart, daddy's talking live. Thank you.
She says my time.
She's like, I don't give a damn. Take this order. This is what you're gonna eat tonight.
She needs a pickle.
Yeah, exactly. She
Time will take the picture.
right. But I think if you build the features first and you go ahead and you add the games, I think this means that we can start seeing some games that will take advantage of that. Of course, there's existing games that could make use of that, but man, like a marbles game or any other kind of games in the future, like they may plan to bring to the platform. This is a great way to kind of get people interested and say, hey, we're going to be bringing some cool stuff to the platform. But in the meantime, in the between time, let us lay some groundwork. Let us lay some foundation. Let us lay some cable down. And, this is what we can promise to you guys. But this is what you can kind of look forward to later on. This being here will lead to better games. And also, like I said, accessibility for other people who it may benefit. So I think this is an actual great thing for cloud gaming, too, because it lets people know that, hey, these things are possible by through the cloud, and it could benefit anybody, and it can make playing games on a cloud platform that much more exciting, which you have the capability of doing because you don't have any cables. So I think that's great.
Yep, absolutely. Ninja Guy X, what are your thoughts on this? How big of a deal could this be for Stadia and cloud gaming?
Yeah, so one of the biggest feature on that's been added recently was the direct touch control. And I've been using it to the max, like especially with Adam Wolf when I'm in bed. It's so useful. You just press everywhere, and I wouldn't imagine using that just the UI for the controller in there. Like I would never use that. It's just not intuitive at all. So these type of features brings just games that can profit of that feature, for example. But so something that they might be preparing for this game especially, and that's something that Force Cars mentioned to me. Yes. And they did a rating for House of the Dead recently, and I feel like this would be the perfect feature for that because it's an arcade where you have to aim at the zombies and you'd be able to move your phone and play like that. And so like that would be perfect. And like Peter said, it would just be great for racing game, especially. This is like very cool. And you know what? Like all these features, can you imagine if there would be a native Stadia game where it would use all of these features like touch control, gyro, and like with a controller and everything? Oh my god, that would be so cool.
What would be even more awesome is if with House of the Dead, there was a gyrophone gun that you could order. You know what I mean? Now that would change my total perspective on what I'm looking forward to and what first. You know what I mean?
Oh
my if they added that motion control, oh my god! Let me shut up. Guys, I'm sorry.
I'd be in the clouds. I love that so much. Yeah, I can imagine that. I think I made a joke about that the other day, but like it kind of slipped my mind. Now you're reminding me, and oh my gosh, I want that so bad. Like I just want new merch from Stadia, like physical merch, just to display. That'd be awesome. But anyway, so yeah, gyro is going to bring a lot of good things to our Stadia because Stadia for cloud gaming, they're all about the best tech, in my opinion, and this just brings them to another top level compared to the other places.
Awesome. All right. We had a couple more questions, but I think they were redundant, so we're going to save on that. What I would like to do, because I still got these gentlemen, I still got them on the clock for another 20 minutes, is we're going to do a after hours show. So we're going to conclude this show. All right. Because I got something that's itching my bones a little bit that I want to talk about, and we're gonna give our community members that are part of the members program that are at the prescription level or higher an opportunity to get first dibs on a conversation that we're gonna have like tomorrow and throughout the weekend. And it's not necessarily it's kind of Stadia related, but it's not. And what is that? I'm gonna tell GFN just dropped some news today.
Oh, bro!
And I don't know. I don't really see too many people talking about it.
Don't get me started.
GFN dropped news that they are releasing the 3080 tier at a monthly plan starting, I believe, today. And I really don't. I don't. I want to talk about it though. This is not going to be the slaughter fest, but I really want to gauge this panel and get your thoughts on that. All right, so we're going to wrap the show up right now. As fantastic as it was, as much as I don't want it to end, I can't hold these guys hostage forever. Main's daughter said that was your time to get the pickle, so I don't want him getting beat up live on air. You know what I mean? And Ninja Guy X and everybody else has to go and do other things besides be with my irritating behind.
Nah, that's not true.
But he's shaking his head. Yes, you can't see Ninja Guy right now. He's like, no, that's not true. But he's shaking his head. Yes,
he's sending you a DM talking about shut up.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
No, come on.
Let's get the hell out of here. Let's make a break for it.
Yeah.
With that said, I'm gonna start with we're gonna go to Ninja Guy X. We're gonna go to Pete, and then we're gonna end off with Maine. Before we make the transition, and we're gonna ask all of these fantastic individuals. It was a hell of a show today, guys. We're gonna ask all these fantastic individuals. Do they? Where can people find them? So I'll start with you, Ninja Guy X. Where can people find you at, my friend?
Yeah. So first of all, I wanted to talk about the poll that you did. So right now, B is on the top, and it was a very interesting poll. I've watched it the whole time. Sometimes A was higher, sometimes B was higher. So it was interesting to see that. Like it's very in between. That's pretty cool. And even before I talk about myself again, I just want to say, guys, join the membership. We're gonna do some very cool conversation after this show. Very juicy. So give that a try and see if you like it. So, guys, you can find me on YouTube at Ninja Guy Space X, where I do streaming every morning from Monday to Friday. 1 hour a day. I just play anything. I usually play my games on the hardest difficulty. So, have a look at that. Then I got my show on Friday, Stadium Connect North, where we talk about exactly what we just talked about this week with MM2K. But, we are a community-driven show, which is very fun. And so other than that, you can follow me also on Twitter at Ninja Guy X. So feel free to follow me. I try to dig out all the interesting news that we can get out there. So if you like these kind of things, just follow me.
Yeah, here's the thing about Stadium Connect before I go to Pete. You gotta, even though we're talking about a lot of similar happenings, it's like a different recipe.
Yes, it's very different. Definitely.
Yeah, Stadium Connect is a fantastic show. I almost chopped off my hand because I wasn't a member. I almost punished myself. Like, I wasn't a member of the show. What the hell's wrong with me? And I just wanted to probably not do some work around the house. But no, I love that show. It's a fantastic show. You got to check it out. Join the membership program over there as well. I mean, this is great stuff. So you're going to get Ninja Guy X's and John's take of it, which is in a completely different wrapping and a fantastic one at that. Definitely check that out tomorrow. All right.
Thank you.
Pete, where can they find you at, my good friend? Elden Ring. Okay, Maine, Pete, where can
Wow. The personal attacks are real. You can definitely find me. You can find me dying on Elden Ring constantly. Yeah. I be posting clips and stuff all the time. Usually I don't post the bad clips. I just post all of the clips of me victory with the skin of my teeth and the clothes on my back. But anyway, so as always, you guys can find me on Twitter at foremost_GG. I promise you, I'm just waiting, bro, and I'm so busy. I'm like, I have other places that I'm like trying to make a social presence right now. I just do not have the time to dedicate it to it right now. So basically, Twitter is the place that you can find me mostly. I'm also always around on Discord. So like if you guys want to send me like a friend request on Discord at foremostgg hashtag 9562, I am always there. So if you don't follow me on Twitter or you just want to chat or whatever, I do have Discord. I might always respond. If I don't respond, it's because I'm at work. But otherwise, yeah, you can find me on Twitter, foremost_GG. You can also find me on Discord at foremostgg hashtag 9562. Feel free to add me as a friend. And those are the two main places you can find me until I can start popping up on pntsnetwork.com, which I intend to do once I actually have the time to do it. But yeah, as of right now, you guys can go ahead and find me at those two places.
Elden Ring? No, I'm just
And Elden Ring, yeah. You can find me on Elden Ring. Best believe I'm going to be getting back on.
You know what? I keep picking with Pete because I'm trash at games. If you haven't heard that, if you didn't know, I'm trash at games.
No, I want to see you play Elden Ring so you can just call yourself
That'll be
trash.
great.
You want to see me swear and curse?
I want to see.
Never seen
I want to
before?
see you curse, and I want to see you get pissed off because you got your ass kicked.
Yes. There will be no equipment left. Like after 30 minutes, there will be no equipment left. Everything will be broken and outside in the lawn. No, that's not happening. No, and check out Pete. You know when he leaves those clips out, and Pete, hopefully we will. Well, no, because you're playing it on PC.
I am.
Okay, cool, gotcha. All right. With that said, we're going to cap this off with Main Games. Main, man, thank you for coming through, man. This was a hell of a show. Thank you for coming through. Where can the good people find you at?
Oh, well, first off, man, it was a pleasure being here, man. I enjoyed the vibe and the people, the panelists, man, the chat. It was super dope, man, and I enjoyed myself. So once again, thank you for inviting me out. We got to make this happen again sometime. But you can find me on Twitter at main_games. I talk about all kind of different things. So, I mean, if you enjoy that kind of stuff, games, movies, cars, I use that for everything. So find me there if you want to chat, talk to me, pick my brain. I'm there. Also, I'm on YouTube at Main Games. So Main Space Games. Check me out there. I put out all kind of content. Like I said, all right, now I'm doing what I call a main plays, not a nuts plays, but a main plays of a Scarlet Nexus. I drop those every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can check that out. Also, I stream on YouTube every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So check me out there as well. And yeah, man, I'm just taking all the opportunities that come my way, man, and just do my best to spread my positivity or just positivity and just inform people on the things that they would like to do and feel that sometimes they can't do it, man, because I believe that we all need somebody to tell us that we can and to push us in the right direction. So that's pretty much all the stuff that I do, and that's where you guys can find me. So I hope you guys catch up with me.
Awesome stuff. Great. Yeah, man. What we're going to do too is if you get a chance, Maine, I think I did make you a member of the where you can post your links.
Yes.
Made you a mod. Definitely put your link in the chat, and I'll make sure that I get it in the description too before the show's over. And also shout out to the homie Winstar, Kenry V. He's been a long time supporter of the platform, so it'd be great to get him on next time as well.
Absolutely.
With that said, you know who I am. I'm the ever irritating, the troublemaker. No, I'm MM2K. You can catch me here on StadiaDosage doing content with Jack, with the homie Squid. Always check that great show, The Morning Chill Times with Squid. I mean, you can check me here with the panel here. Always doing SSC podcast. And don't forget, tomorrow, members, me and a homie Daryl Smock Jr. will be doing the recording of Saturday Checkup for the members. We always do it on Friday, and we air it on Saturday for the public. But the thing is, if you're a member, which is open for all members, you get to see the breakdowns. Dustin Arand knows what I'm talking about in the chat. The breakdowns, the crazy stuff that happens. We had a killer anime conversation that is not for the public. It's specifically there, so you got to check that out to get all the details. But yeah, we record it Fridays for the members, and then we air the public show on Saturdays at 11 a.m. And you could also catch me on MM2K videos, where I do like these super extreme, super resolution PC playthroughs, and the resolution is so high it takes a week for them to render. Yeah, check them out, man, please. Please, I'd like to have more than 6 people view them because there's a lot of effort that goes into them. With that said, that is it for today's show. What's going to happen is as soon as we end this show, you're going to be taken to, if you're a member at the prescription level, you're going to be taken to the lobby of our after party show, which is not going to be too long, but we're going to be talking about something I think rather important. If you're not a member at that level, hit that join button now, fix that, because you're not going to want to miss this discussion. With that said, I appreciate